Alrighty. Now we're going to run a couple of time trials in this game. I haven't done many of them. Oh gosh, it's trying to connect. Stop, don't connect. Don't connect, play offline. Gosh, okay. So I haven't done many of these, as you'll notice. The ones that have stars on them are ones that I've completed at least under par time. Have not completed a bunch of them, because I didn't really spend much time on these when I first played the game way back when, and when I got back into it more recently for the purposes of possibly finishing that video about it, and now to make this video, I played a couple of these just to kind of reacclimate myself. Let's see, what do we got here? Right, this is the beginning of Stage 1, I believe, which we've already seen, but whatever, we'll take a quick look at it. And I'll try a couple other ones, maybe. Since I haven't played the game in full recently, I'm not really prepped to just leap into any of these, because I don't really remember the stages well enough. But whatever. This first level I know pretty well, because I've practiced it quite a bit. Should not have jumped on... Okay, well... There's our first example of the just detection in this game, sometimes not doing what it's supposed to. That's what I was supposed to do there. Okay, and I also zapped myself on the thingy. That's great stuff. Off to a rollicking good start here, ladies and gentlemen. I should just restart, because there's no way that I'm going to get a decent score on this now, because as you can see, my ghost is already about a mile ahead of me. That was a bad idea. I don't know why I followed that. Did I miss? I missed one somewhere, didn't I? Yeah, okay, it's right here. Idiot. It's back there. Yep. Let's just restart this, shall we? The one thing that's oh wait, I forgot. On time trials, it reloads immediately. On speedrun, when you're doing the entire level, the load times are not great. I mean, I get it, because it has to reload the entire level, but it's just kind of a waste of time. On time trial, though, it's pretty much instantaneous, which is much better. See, why did I get shocked by the thing last time, but not that time? No one knows. These are all the mysteries of Mirror's Edge. Hit detection in this game can be kinda wonky sometimes. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted to do, Faith. Thanks, though. That also works. Why not, right? Get over that. There you go. Oh, looks like I had trouble on that wall. Maybe I can catch myself. And let's stick the landing this time. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Neato. Actually improved my time a little bit there somehow. Or did I just improve on that leg? I don't know. Didn't see my ghost, but that's probably just because they already crossed the finish line. Oh, I did beat my personal record. Fantastic. Well, if I hadn't botched that one jump, probably would have done even better then. Let's try one more time and see if I can improve on all sections of the race, shall we? Let's botch that startup, so that's not a good sign. Yep, already lost a ton of speed. Okay, well, you know, that's also good. It's also good for the time is to get stopped on the wall there. Or on the handrail, I suppose. I don't know why I was running along the wall. That's really not the most efficient way of doing that. Well, looks like I'll still improve on my time, just not on those first couple of legs, which means I can definitely drastically improve over my previous scores here. If I get those first two legs and don't bother running along the wall there, among other things, I can probably... might even be able to get 3 stars there. Let's give that another shot. This is the Mirror's Edge experience. If you're looking at this and going, I don't want to sit and replay the same section of the game 16 times to shave off seconds, don't play this game. This is what this game is built for. I mean, the campaign is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but this is where the value, I guess, comes from. Again, you're not going to pay $60 for this game anymore, but it's still, you know, you're putting in money for it, and unless the 6-hour campaign is enough for whatever you wind up spending on it, this is where you're going to be putting in a lot of your time with the game. on. That star's fading, and it's already gone. Darn. That was close, though. I mean, it was an improvement over the previous time, even if I didn't get 3 stars. But that's enough of that one. I'm not actually going to hang around and get 3 stars on this. Just wanted to show that one since that was a section of a level that we'd already seen in the previous episode. Now, you know, there's obviously other elements of the level you didn't have to use to just get to the finish line, and now we actually see some of those being used in these little sub-levels. In fact, one of the areas, which I'm going to go look at right now, is where... Yeah, here we go. This is from the very, very finale of the game. I mean, no spoilers, it's just a location here because it's just a little speed run. But in the very finale of the game, it's basically just you walk up here in a cutscene and then run across a helipad. Like, you literally just run across a helipad, and this entire level is surrounding it. And it's just here for this, basically. So it's clear what the developers built this game to be, and it's to be a self-challenging speedrun game. Well, I suppose also challenge your friends if you have friends who play the game and you want to, you know, race against their times, but that's, you know, who has time for friends anyway? Now, I already know this guy's gonna kick my butt. Me is gonna kick my butt because it's been a little while since I played this level. You know, probably like a week or so since I popped this thing back in and screwed around in it for a little bit. So my performance is not going to be admirable, but who knows? I did improve over that last one, so maybe I'll improve over this one too after a few tries. That was the wrong way to go, my friend. Right now I'm just kind of relearning the course anyway. I'm not too concerned about nailing the time here. That was a bad turn. Did not maintain momentum. And that was also a bad climb. It's not where I should have climbed. Wow, didn't even make that. Good job. Everything in this game is about speed and momentum, and unfortunately, that means that sometimes you don't really know why you screwed certain things up. Like something like when you see those kind of 2 steps. What I mean by that is, like, when you see that I'm not just, you know, kind of jumping, I'm jumping off of something, like this block right here. It's kind of its own custom animation of hopping up onto that, you've noticed, instead of just jumping, simply. Wow, I don't know how I'm ahead of myself. I don't know how past me is ahead of me right now. I guess I must have just had a way better launch. Gotten a lot more speed right away, I don't know. But you'll notice that, like, on this one right here, there's 2 right here, right? So watch what Faith does. I kind of, like, took 2 steps and vaulted over it, and I'm going to do the same thing right here, where you're basically just mashing the up button. I'm sure that a speedrunner would say you're mashing, you're doing it wrong, but whatever. You tap the up button a couple of times, and Faith kind of does that motion where she leaps off. She kind of climbs up those and then leaps off of them. Here, we'll do it again. Oh, I thought we would do it again. But now we don't have full momentum. We still made that jump, actually. Never mind. The point is that kind of thing where you see those blocks sitting around, and that's like a set thing in the level design, your perception would be, oh, that's going to have a set result. I know exactly what that's going to cause to happen. But unfortunately, if you don't have the right momentum, you can actually, or don't go at it from the right angle, you can miss jumps. That's part of the consequence of building a platformer in first person, where you don't have the full range of information that you need to accurately assess your performance. Like in a side-scroller, you can see everything. You can see your character, their speed, their position relative to the stage itself. You can see the stage, you can see everything that's going on in it, basically. So you have the opportunity to say, okay, I was too far from that ledge. I was too close to that ledge. I was going too fast. I was going too slow. And you don't really necessarily have that in a first-person platformer because you can't see everything around you at all times. Man, I am really butchering this one, aren't I? But one thing that you do have, you'll notice in the time trials that wasn't when we were playing the single-player mission a minute ago, is that miles per hour meter down in the corner. Okay, not what I wanted to do, but that's fine. It's probably faster anyway than that crazy jump that I was doing. So you don't have that miles per hour meter in the single-player game. And it's unfortunate because, well, it's unfortunate, not that you don't have it in the single-player, but unfortunate that, that's such a loaded issue, the miles per hour meter. Or gauge, meter, counter, whatever, who cares? Down there in the corner, it says the miles per hour that you're traveling. on one hand, it's nice because it drastically increases your ability to kind of measure your performance. It's down there in the corner and it's subtle, so you might not always notice it. But at least you'll know, am I at maximum speed right now? I am 15 miles per hour. Not 50 miles per hour, that would be a bit ridiculous. You can kind of know where you stand in that front. Hey, am I actually ahead of my ghost this time? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, by just a quarter of a second. I actually gotta pay attention now. I might actually be able to improve a little bit here. But since it's down in the corner and kind of minimal, you might not even like really consciously notice unless you're really paying attention to it. So it doesn't have all of the advantages that you want from a more of a traditional platforming game, unfortunately. No, Faith, ugh. Meant to hit jump and then duck, but I guess I hit R2 before I hit R1. So she slid first. Ugh. Oh, okay, that was good. Yep. Get up there, Faith. You can do it. Well, blew that lead. And again, I guess 0.25 seconds is not much of a lead, but it was a lead nonetheless. Wonderful performance, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh. All right. But anyway, it's unfortunate because this game has such an emphasis on immersion and making you feel like you are Faith. Like, it has a bunch of neat visual effects that it does to kind of simulate that feeling, to make you really feel like you are her, like you are there. And the unfortunate thing about that is that shoving stuff like a miles per hour meter or other pieces of information onto the screen unnecessarily can really damage that sensation. Now I remember why I couldn't. I was like, why haven't I beaten this one? Now I remember. I loaded this one up the other day and got completely stumped on it. Like, not like, oh, how do I do it fast? I mean, like, I actually could not figure out how to reach one of the checkpoints. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to point out how obvious it is to me, but I actually do not know how to complete this course. Okay, Faith, that was nice. See what I mean? Where sometimes she just doesn't do exactly what you want her to do? That's one of the big... I think that's part of why so many people gave this not so great reviews, is because they felt like she wasn't responsive enough, or like the hit detection was always off. And I mean, yeah, it is sometimes. I'm sure somebody would say it's just that you're not skilled enough. But fact of the matter is that doesn't matter, because you can't expect people to just become a master of your game to learn just basic navigation. I mean, I guess you can. You can expect that, but you also can't expect people to not complain about that occasionally. Again, I think this game is fun, but it does have some problems, and they're not easy problems to solve. See, I cannot get this. I'm really not sure how I'm supposed to get up there. I've tried a couple of different methods. Tried wall running to try and get up onto those platforms instead, because they're a bit lower. No dice. Maybe if I run strictly along this pole. Can I run along this pole? No, can't. I also tried jumping over in here from that rooftop, and there's no way up from in there either. Let's try right here. No, Faith, come on. You can do it, I know you can. This is also another thing where sometimes Faith just doesn't do what you want her to do. Come on, Faith. What was that? I saw her hands go up. Did she grab this thing? Am I standing on it now? I am standing on it now. Hot damn. Okay. We're making some progress here. Okay. Okay, Faith. You can do it. Might actually complete this one. Not going to complete it under par, but I might complete it. That's going to be improvement over last time. Alright, I actually did it. Nice. Got to be an easier way to get onto that roof. But I don't know what it is, unfortunately. I don't know if that fall would have been damaging or not. That's the thing, is you have to also learn all of the falls in this game, like, individually, because some falls will hurt you and other ones won't. And if it's a fall that won't hurt you, or you can just land and keep running... Okay, thanks, box. If it's a fall where you won't get hurt, you can just land and keep running, then rolling is actively detrimental to your time and momentum. Okay, I guess I can't make that jump. I gotta take this pole over here. I was gonna try and not take the pole. Game doesn't want me to take the pole. Where am I supposed to go now? Oh, over here? Okay. Fine by me. There must be a speedier way over that fence. I don't see it, but maybe if you get onto that roof with enough momentum, I don't know. I don't see you being able to make that jump from there. That pipe looked climbable, and maybe you can get from those ventilation units into that little porch there. That little, I don't know, not a porch. You know what I mean. Maybe if you get up there, you can get over here quickly. No, not fast enough, game tells me. Shocking. Wouldn't have guessed that one. Well, at least I know a method of getting onto that roof now. But you saw when I was trying to get onto that, that kind of lower area where I wanted to climb up to, I was trying to wall run to get some altitude and leap off of the wall to grab onto the, I don't know, not, I guess it is a vent, kind of. I couldn't get her to run along the wall because all of the up actions, jump, climb, wall run, everything is all on one button. So you got to be really specific with how you do certain things. It's all very context sensitive. All very context sensitive. They pushed this kind of slick, clean combat a lot more in the sequel. In Catalyst, they showed, like, so in Catalyst, you can't pick up guns at all. They kind of just stripped that out because clearly guns were clearly only there because some EA suit said, what do they do if they can't shoot people? And they had to be able to put guns in the trailers. The only aspect of the gunplay in this game that is interesting to me is the idea of being able to like do wall runs and stuff and shoot, which I've never really been able to do in an efficient way where it was actually effective in combat. So I don't know if it's actually even beginning to be worth it. And I just butchered that. Well, I was actually beating my ghost there, and I just butchered that jump. I guess I just had that much better of a launch. Wow. Or maybe not. They're ahead of me right now. They were kind of ahead of me before. I remember seeing them. Oh, maybe well, no, I'm not gonna be ahead. Yeah, that was Faith's ghost landing right inside of me. And did that one good. Let's just go ahead and restart that, shall we? A lot of frustrating deaths that you'll sometimes feel like, why did that happen to me? Again, a pro will go, oh, that's obvious, you didn't do this right. But for people who are just getting used to the game, you can feel like you're dying a lot, and it isn't your fault. Which is part of the fun of the game, is learning to really master it and feel like you're in total control and getting to the point where you're like, okay, that was my fault. That was my fault that I butchered that jump. But you do have to get there, which is not necessarily easy. And we've butchered it again. I was doing so well. I was actually a decent distance ahead of my ghost. I can't believe it. And I just butchered that takeoff. Again, up action, which is how I do the side jump here, is also how you just leap into the air. So if you don't turn the camera just right and move Faith just right, you'll just wind up jumping through the air like an idiot. Okay, and there I just jumped instead of wall running because I came at it a little bit too from the side with a little bit too much forward momentum. Ugh. This is the Mirror's Edge experience, folks. PC Master Race, right? That still wasn't great, but I'm not... Okay, I guess I am that far behind, aren't I? Okay, well, whatever. We'll give it a shot anyway, except that Faith couldn't hack it. Wow. Good stuff. See, I enjoy this kind of thing for the most part. I don't enjoy doing this for hours and hours on end, but this is kind of fun. I enjoy trying to get this, you know, a little bit shorter. A little bit cleaner. But if you don't, then this is not the game for you, my friend. Almost fell off the edge. That's one problem where I was doing some runs of this stage where I came into that roof with a lot of momentum. That last checkpoint, not the one that I just walked through, but the one that we were trying to get to for the last 2 minutes. And the problem was that I would come at it with so much momentum that when I went over that barbed wire, okay, well, that definitely cut into my time a bit. That I would just throw myself off the roof, and that was a terrible launch. Okay, didn't have to roll. Never mind. I thought I had to roll on that jump. Well, it's probably gonna save me some time too then, because I'm pretty sure that the ghost behind me is gonna roll on that jump. Oh, crud. That was stupid. I just lost a bunch of time there. You don't have to go upstairs there. You can just run from that first floor that you're on. And I'm pretty sure that you freaking have to grab that ledge, because I've never made that jump without grabbing that ledge. Or maybe I have. I don't know. I don't remember. It's possible that I did, and I just don't recall pulling it off. Well, I only had like 2 splits that were improved there, so... But I still beat my overall time, which means we can probably do a lot better on that one. If I don't butcher the initial jump over the barbed wire, coming off of that first checkpoint, if I don't butcher the, a couple of my, takeoffs, we should be okay. Now that jump you do have to roll on, I'm pretty confident. Don't feel like testing that one without jumping. I mean, without rolling. Okay, yep, sure, why not? We'll give it a shot anyway, maybe we'll improve on another leg, you never know. Okay, well, definitely not improved this time. Though that freaking slide was so terrible that I might catch up just on the virtues of that. Yeah. Okay, didn't do that well. Good job, Jacob. Whoa, okay, you serious? You for real right now? That was good stuff you just did there. And I might still win, exclusively because of how much time I waste by going upstairs. Except unless I do that. Got to jump a bit earlier and pull up my legs instead of just tapping up, because then I vault, and that is not what I want to do there, because vaulting gives you no altitude. It just kind of sends you plummeting over the opposite side of whatever you vaulted. Not great, but yeah, it was actually terrible. What am I talking about? Not great. That was definitely terrible. That was especially terrible compared to what I did previously. What I did previously was small potatoes of terrible compared to that terrible. That was a big terrible. Okay, well, that was almost good. I mean, not great, but it was almost okay, because it's better to be able to hop off of the other kind of platforms that are on the opposite side of that, that fence when you don't miss the jump by running off the platform too early. Now, I did try previously not doing that little backwards wall run to jump over the fence, and instead... Okay, yep, wrong button. That was entirely my fault. And instead of doing that, doing a, okay, great. Maybe I should just try. Just to show that I'm not crazy. Here's a standard startup, and Ghost is already ahead of me by a little bit. And that's the one where I ran into the wall a bit on accident. So, I mean, it's only a minor difference, but if you can get a good startup, it does get you ahead. And since this whole thing is about doing incrementally better, if you can cut an increment out of that, and that's what you get. Okay. So I did try a route where I went over... Okay, well, Faith, you know what? That was not me pushing the stick forward. That was me hitting... Yep, I did it again. See, watch this. Okay. I'm not going to press the stick at all beyond pushing forward right here and pressing up. As soon as I press L1, I'm going to let go of the stick. Okay, I didn't do it that time. There we go. Yep. I promise I let go of the stick before that happened. So sometimes you get pre-canned animations where the game decides exactly what it wants Faith to do, and other times it goes, nah, you didn't do that quite right. We're gonna let you just eat wall, or whatever else. Okay, barely managed to land that, and I didn't land that at all. See, I don't love this enough, like I said, to sit here for hours and do this. And I am getting a little bit frustrated, but still generally pretty fun, I think. Not my new favorite game or anything, but I do have fun with it and enjoy it, and that would have been a good split if I hadn't caught that barbed wire. Not a good one, an okay one. A half a second improvement is not great or good, it's just okay. Yep, there we go. Let's just eat that wall. And there we go. Finally did it. I don't think I'd done that yet. So now you can see what happens when you take that a little bit too fast. That was almost a perfect launch. Hot damn. Finally landed one. Let's see if I can land the rest of this. Oh, thank God. Thought I didn't make that for a second. Knew I'd do that better before, at least. Nothing else. No, Faith! You fool! I'll go ahead and finish it. I didn't even get the freaking... turn around. I hit R1 to do a 180 after I walked back through it, and she was not responsive. Oh, it was so beautiful. I grabbed that ledge because I was trying to see. You can't, when you're in mid-air, the turnaround doesn't work because, I guess I can go ahead and, I mean, I'm not gonna, yeah, I didn't make it anyway. So check this out. When you are in mid-air, you don't actually, so when you're on the ground, if you hit R1, you turn like this, 180 degrees. I guess you can't do it in rapid succession. Maybe that's why I didn't get it before. But if you will observe, when you do that in mid-air, you don't just turn around. You do this, okay, well, you know, Faith, you know, you could do it. That would be nice. Okay. Let me just see if I can finally get her to do what I want her to do. When you jump off of something and hit R1, she does this full turnaround. That is good for a couple of particular stunts, but the problem with it is that once you hit the ground, you're down on your back for a second and you gotta hop back up, which is not exactly good for speedrunning time trial purposes, now is it? Now maybe, just maybe, if you jump off of these things. No, I'm gonna think not. There's got to be a way to make that jump without grabbing the ledge. Is there any other way through here? We got barbed wire up there. Try and make this, see if I can. I don't think I can. I think it's a bit too tall for me. Short Asian woman. Very, very athletic short Asian woman. Not knocking Faith whatsoever. Okay. What is this? I see a wall running platform over here, but I think that's more for coming this direction than going that direction. Oops. Okay. Didn't fall, that's nice. No, it seems to be the only way forward. Well, let's try and get some speed, and perhaps I'll be proven wrong. I've tried just coming at it, you know, at full speed before, and not great success. Did not get a good start up there. Let's try this again. Did not get it again. Still not great. Better. Not great. Oh my gosh, it starts me over here? I guess it starts from the last checkpoint. I keep forgetting. It doesn't start you from the last rooftop you were on. It starts you from your last checkpoint because I'm in time trials. Totally forgot. There we go. That was a perfect one. Man, oh man. There's got to be a way to make that without grabbing the ledge. But I'm sure it's probably just a matter of jumping, you know, a half a second later, but since it's in first person, I can't see where the ledge is, so I can't judge. Was I really that close to the ledge? Could I get closer? It's difficult to make that judgment call in first person. Oh, come on, that was so close. It was within like an inch of the ledge. If I had actually still screamed. If I could have been just a little bit closer to the edge there, that would have been pretty solid stuff. I think I did not jump quite as far as I should have, but that's fine. Get over there. probably tied right now. I'm probably solid tied at the moment. Oh yeah, barely behind me by inches. Inches behind me. Okay. Let's not screw this up. No, Faith! Oh my gosh. Okay, so just don't even bother turning around until I hit the ground, clearly. Just do not even bother with the turnabout until I hit the ground. I'm trying to shave off time, but apparently that's just suicide. Oh, come on. Ugh. That's what I get for trying to wait it out a little bit longer. Jump at the very edge. Hit the button. I don't know if I hit the button too late or if it just didn't register the input. One way or the other. Okay, that in that case, I just didn't hit the button. Now, this probably isn't the most entertaining thing to watch, but I really want to get this right. Because look at this. We're so close to getting it right, are we not? So close to. So close. Always so close. Always just there. Just over the horizon. Should be noted for anybody wondering that this is also from a level. All of the time trials in this game are from pre-existing levels in the campaign, with the exception of the DLC ones, because I don't own them, but there are some DLC ones that basically take place in, like, the Matrix. They basically take place in this giant, vast ocean of geometric shapes, and they're just bizarro world, nonsensical obstacle courses that are specifically built for all of this kind of stuff, and not just, I don't want to say repurposed levels from the game, because it's not that they're repurposed, they were built for this purpose. They just served two purposes. One purpose where they had kind of a specific path they wanted you to follow, and another purpose where they have another specific path they want you to follow. Like in the level, you don't run straight through this place because there are armed guards with shotguns on the roof, and you have to take them out before you can cleanly jump over, or I guess you don't have to. You could, if you're just really fast, get over that, chain link before they get a beat on you, or you take them out and then make the jump. Again, it depends on how skilled you are at the game, because if you're not good at the platforming stuff, you're not going to see the really fast ways over it, and so you're going to want to take those guys out first so you have time to search for the best route over the chain link. Over the barbed wire, I guess I should say, because getting over a chain link fence is not that difficult. It's getting over the barbed wire at the top of the chain link that's difficult. And with goons shooting at you, then you don't have a lot of options, do you, Faith? And too far. But here, we just kind of blaze straight over this rooftop. Not the rooftop we were just on, this rooftop. This rooftop is only to get shot at, just to be clear, since I said this rooftop when I wasn't on the right rooftop. If you weren't paying attention, I'm sure you probably figured it out on your own. It's not that complicated stuff. This game also has some aliasing issues slightly. Like if you look up at the poles up there, you can see kind of how they're strobing as if there's stuff going in and out of them. And I don't think that's intentional. Well, it certainly doesn't look like it. I mean, it's fine, but it's just, I think that's another thing where people knocked, like, the graphical performance of this game, because there was, like, aliasing issues and all kinds of other stuff. It's like, I mean, I would consider to be mostly unimportant in a game like this. I mean, you know, it would be nice to have, but this game has got such great art direction, and it's really just about running at a relatively even pace. I don't mean the player running, I mean, like, the frame rate and stuff running at a relatively smooth pace. So, stuff like that really isn't that much of an issue. I don't know. I'm still, even by the standards of when it came out, I'm surprised this game reviewed as poorly as it did. Okay. Because we were in the height of tightly constructed single-player games at that point in time. That was when, we're kind of coming back on that now, where we had that period where Uncharted 2 came out, and Call of Duty was on top of the world. Modern Warfare, the original, was great. Modern Warfare 2 got great reviews, even though it was schlock. Because it wasn't full schlock yet, it was fun schlock before it went actually completely ridiculous, and oh my gosh, how could anybody possibly care about anything that's happening in this game? Modern Warfare 2 was a lot of fun, even if it was silly. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original, was a pretty serious game was really solid stuff. And then Modern Warfare 2 was practically a comedy game. Okay, Faith, come on, you can do it. That ledge is really not really causing us problems, isn't it? But the point is, we kind of come around on that, where people were really down on games like that for a little while. They happened, they were really popular. Uncharted 2 won like all the Game of the Year awards ever. People love those types of games, but then everybody decided these are too straightforward and linear, and they reduce player choice, and third-person shooters are all a bunch of crap. And so then we had the advent of Skyrim was incredibly popular. Minecraft came out, in a big way shortly after that. And so all of these more big, open, player choice-driven games became a really big deal. And now we're seeing the flip side of that, where, because for a little while it was, we hate these single-player-oriented games that are just like a straight campaign where you follow the dotted line. We hate that kind of stuff. We want to be able to do our own thing. And now we're seeing the reverse of that, where all of these big open-world games that are empty voids with nothing to do in them are coming out. And people are getting upset with those and turning on that, and we want tightly crafted single-player campaigns, and you get stuff like Doom coming out and getting really fantastic reviews. Uncharted 4 got pretty fantastic reviews after 3 got good reviews, but the general, people were like, it got good reviews, and then people kind of turned on it. Whereas 4 got generally good reception, despite Uncharted becoming the poster boy for those types of games. And everything's kind of flipping around now. But I was just saying it's kind of odd that this game didn't do better, because it kind of came out in like exactly the right climate for it. I forget exactly what year it came out. I guess I could check really fast. Okay, yeah, it came out in 2008 and 2009. Yeah, the console release was late winter 2008, and the PC release was early 2009. No. I guess it, slightly before Uncharted 2 and the big rush of those are the best that quickly turned to those are the worst. But it was still the right climate. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't do better than it did, review-wise and whatnot. Sales-wise, not so surprised, but it was in the right climate for it to be reviewed well, I guess. But again, now we're turning back towards tightly crafted single-player games, and artsy-fartsy, experimental, pseudo-indie stuff is all really popular right now. So if this game had come out today, I think it would have done really well for itself. But then they released Catalyst, which I haven't played, but was like pseudo-open world, and though while it did improve on some aspects of the game, I've heard a lot, I don't know. I think the big problem with that game was open world fatigue. Heard it a lot, probably. Again, I haven't played it, so I'm talking out of my butt right now. I'm just making stuff up. But I imagine open world fatigue did not affect it positively. And I also imagine that since people had a hunger for, a tightly constructed single-player campaign, similarly to how this one was, when it wasn't that, it was disappointing. It wasn't as much of a leap forward as it should have been. I think that if Mirror's Edge Vanilla, this game, came out right now with, improved graphics and whatnot, or right now, if it came out last year or whenever Catalyst came out, I think it would have performed better. But anyway, next time around, we'll be looking at a couple of the later story missions, again, skipping cutscenes to mostly avoid spoilers, but there'll still be, characters talking in the background and stuff and locations, so if you really want to avoid any big spoilers for the game, you should just generally not watch the next episode of this, but, not going to be a... I don't think the story of this is the main reason you should play it. I don't think it's all that super exciting, so don't stress about it too much if you want to check out more fun stuff in this game. Anyway, I'll see you next time.